On tap, blueberry lager. Hi, I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Today we are tasting a lager with an interesting twist. It tastes like blueberries. Blueberry lager is from the Rivertown Brewing Company in Lockland, Ohio, near Cincinnati. Jason Roeper and Randy Schiltz opened the brewery in 2009. This fruit beer is 5.3% ABV and brewed with artificial blueberry flavors and aromas. It should be served at 42 degrees Fahrenheit in a tall pilsner glass. We spoke to owner brewer Jason Roeper at the Columbus Beer Fest about this unique beer.
We didn't want to brew that beer. We had no interest in doing a fruit beer. It really, there's an account in Cincinnati called the Holy Grail. So if anybody goes to Cincinnati, try it out. It's right between the two stadiums. They were having this blueberry pale ale brewed for them for years and years from a local brewery in Cincinnati called the Barrel House. They went out of business, so the owner contacted our distributor and said, hey, look, we want another blueberry beer. It sells very well for us. And they came to us and they asked us, and I said, I'm not interested in replicating somebody else's beer. So they said, well, why don't you just make us a blueberry beer? So we sat down and we toyed with it, we played with it, and we tried all kinds of different recipes, and finally we came out, we decided, if we're gonna make a blueberry beer, let's just make a freaking blueberry beer. Yeah. Let's not put a bunch of hops in it, let's not make it a dark beer, let's just make the blueberry the focus. So
don't hide it.
Don't hide it, just make it blueberry. And we put it in, and that one little account that was selling a keg a month, in the summertime sells 32 half barrels in a month.
Kevin, what stuck out to you when you sat down with this beer?
You know, appearance-wise, very little carbonation. It's pretty light. So I was thinking more of a traditional light lager, but we're getting some weird flavors. I don't know if it's a berry flavor or an agave flavor. There's something in there that's kind of making me pucker. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing, but that's. I'm still trying to figure it out. But there's no hops. Just kind of there's obscure flavor in there that I can't quite put my finger on.
Yeah. So Joby, how would you describe these obscure flavors?
You know, Kevin kind of hit it there. It's like a berry, a raspberry, or something. But you know, when you first taste it, it's like it sticks to the top of the roof of your mouth, and like we were going, trying to get your palate a little wet. But I don't know. I'm having a real hard time trying to even define beer characteristics in this. I mean,
yeah.
I don't.
You think it's overpowered by the blueberry?
I do. Blueberry, huh?
Oh! It's blueberry, Scott. Now that you know it's blueberry, what do you think?
First of all, I didn't know if it was blueberry. I was thinking raspberry. I couldn't pick the note, but I think that it's a completely mismatching beer in that it smells. I like the smell. It's a great smell. I couldn't figure out what it was either, but now since I know it's blueberry, it's probably when I'm cutting up my son's food or putting my son's food together, I get that smell and that aroma.
Yeah, because God forbid you would eat fruit.
That's true. Who would do that? Only, and not in my beer, actually. I was going to say only if it was in beer. But no, it has a complete mismatch of smell to flavor. I don't think that it tastes overly fruity. I think that it's clean on the palate. It does stick a little, like they were saying, and I can see a little bit of a pucker too. But again, complete mismatch on the nose to the taste. The nose is really heavy and really has a bite. I mean, Does
it remind you of an ale or a lager?
It's definitely a lager.
Yeah. And now that you guys know it's blueberry, does that make sense, or?
I mean, it does for me. I mean, this beer right here is right up the line for women that are after that blue moon with an orange.
Like Ryan Bell.
Ryan Bell, little sissy girl. But would like that, like Leinenkugel summer shandy, anything like that. I mean, now that it's a blueberry, I'm trying to think what's at our local bottle shop that has blueberry.
Yeah, I was trying to go off the reservation, something very obscure in flavor, agave or some star fruit. The blueberry makes sense. I think, it was stated correctly, the mismatch. Maybe that's where I couldn't put my finger on it, and that makes sense to me. My senses were kind of getting.
Yeah, they were crossed.
All right, let's get some quick ratings and then reveal the beer. Kevin?
I'm a 5.
And why is that?
It's average. I initially was thinking a 4 that I wouldn't finish it, but let's not kid ourselves. I'm going to finish it.
But it's borderline 5.
It's a 5. I mean, it's
a low 5. It's a low 5.
It's average. I'm not gonna buy this knowing it or unknowing it. The packaging is gonna make no kind of. It's not gonna sway me either way. Knowing how this beer tastes, I'm not gonna pick up another one.
All right, Joby.
Yeah, I'm a 5 as well, James. Again, if this was all that's available, I'm definitely going to drink it. But the only time I could see me buying this is for my wife or for my wife's friends who want, some kind of fruity beer. This would probably be right up their alley.
Okay, Scott.
I was kind of at a crossroads here between two numbers. I was going to go for high 5 or low 6, and I think I'm going to go with a 5. I just wouldn't necessarily recommend it to anyone other than specifically maybe my wife or, again, someone that really likes fruity beer. But, again, it's okay. I'll finish this, and if it's available and it's the only thing that there is to drink, I'd drink this over a Budweiser, to give you.
Well, the ratings aren't stellar, but the cool thing about this beer is it's made here in Ohio. Rivertown Blueberry Lager. And earlier in the episode, we were going to play a soundbite from Jason Roeper about this beer. His thought was, go hard or go home. We're not going to just nuance this thing. We are going to make it all out blueberry.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Scott?
I think he hit it home as far as he went all out with it. I mean, it definitely has an amazing aroma to it. Maybe I just don't know blueberry flavor enough to know that this is blueberry in the beer. But, yeah, I think it kind of has a fruity taste to it, and it does have a little bit of a pucker. So, I mean, I think he probably hit the nail on the head. Again, just not very sure about the blueberry taste.
Do you think is there a time of year when you can see this beer going down a little easier, Kevin?
I don't know. I think there's...
There's no time of the year?
Again, I mean, nothing against it. I went out for blueberry beer and succeeded, but I don't know that that's a style I'm looking for. Summer or winter, it doesn't matter. It's not, to me, it's not a lighter summer beer. I'm not crazy about it in the sense that the taste just, my mouth is puckering. You know what? Maybe take this and try and go down the sour path with it. And that mindset, I would maybe even would have liked a little bit better. But you'd have
to use the sour yeast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Agreed.
But so kudos for trying. Just not my preference at this point.
Joby, do you think it would be better if the blueberry is more subtle?
Well, I think they knocked it out of the park with aroma. Like the blueberry, now that I know it's blueberry, you can definitely pick it up in the nose.
It smells really nice.
Yeah, it smells like a blueberry muffin.
Like a candle.
Yeah, or a candle. Yeah, there you go. But I mean, you really have to search for it in the taste of it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's I think they're going for a niche market with this beer. Trying to get some of that, like I said earlier, the Blue Moons or the fruit beers that they say don't fruit the beer, but there's a certain market out there that would really enjoy this, and I think it's that lighter beer drinker, the women crowd. So for what it's worth, it's in that essence, it's a good beer.
Okay. Well, Rivertown Blueberry Lager may not be down our alley, but it might be down yours. So go check it out. It gets a 5.0 on the BBA scale. I'm James Knott. This is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority. Better Beer Authority.